Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be covering brainstorming, in which I'll be talking about profile evaluation, university shortlisting, financing your education. If you haven't watched my previous video, I would recommend you to first watch it. Starting with profile evaluation, take a pen and paper, write down what all you have done under these specific attributes. Schooling, 10th and 12th percentages, BTech, here university ranking and your stand in class matters the most. Top 2 to 5 percentage in class is considered to be good. Note, BTech from IIT or NIT with a CGPA of 8 will always be considered above a 9 pointer from an average college. It is not actually a quantitative comparison they'll be doing. Then comes MTech or PhD if applicable. Same things are valid for these two also. A work experience of 1 to 3 years is considered to be good. It is not mandatory because universities are like universities want to have diversity in the class. So they'll be having a mix of students coming fresh out of the college and also students who have work experience. Then comes internship in relevant field. During your BTech and MTech, you must have done like internships. So it must be in relevant field of interest. Then comes certifications if relevant. Skills, softwares and machine operation skills. Like in machine operations, you can have like you must be like familiar with scanning electron microscopy operations, something like that. Software can be Java, PHP, C++, anything, SolidWorks for mechanical, Creo, anything. Patents, research and paper publication or conference. These are a big advantage in your application. So if you have patents, it will be a big plus. And like for top universities, they usually see the citation of your papers. So if you have a better citation, it is always good. Then comes projects. Projects which you have done during your BTech or MTech or PhD or during your work, like industrial projects. The type of project doesn't matter, but actually the outcome of project or impact of the project matters the most. Extracurricular activities, rare but sometimes applicable. GRE and TOEFL also plays a critical role in your profile, as universities have certain guidelines for minimum GRE and TOEFL score requirements, which can vary according to your profile. Coming to university shortlisting, here I'll be showing you two different websites which you can use for this purpose. First is US News and World Rankings. In this one, you can just select your specialization in the drop down. Then it will show you a list of universities. It is a paid website, so you'll have limited access. So here you can see the ranking of the university, like enrollment, also tuition fee per year. Such things you can see. In this website, you can maybe see just 12, like till the 12th ranking. For more rankings, you need to unlock. The second website, which I already told in the previous video, is Yocket. So herein you have to go to the universities tab, view all universities. This is a free website. In this, you first select the country of interest. Then you will go to your specialization. You'll find a list of universities with ranking like in top 10, top 20, top 100, top 250. So you will find different lists. I'll show you. Um, like if I go to University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, here you'll find the tuition fee and admit percentage. This admit percentage is like using the data which they have, like how many people applied through Yocket and how many people got accepted. So this should be that percentage. You go inside this one, you'll find different things like public university acceptance percentage, average tuition fee, average living expense per year, average GRE score, total graduate enrollment, such things. Then you select Yoketer's applied. Now, in this one, you select your course, suppose Aerospace MS, and find the people who have applied. You'll find a list of people who have applied and got admit and rejects. This is me. Once you click on a profile, you'll find their GRE score, TOEFL score, work experience, technical papers, undergrad score. Postgrad is not available, don't know why, but you can see the work experience details, skills, projects, technical papers, extracurricular activities, and like different universities to which that person has applied and got admit or reject. You can see these things for almost like when it started, like in 2016-15, you can see the people who have applied. And like once you have seen everything, you will compare their profile with yours if they have got admit in that university, or if they have got reject, then why did they get reject? You can just come to a conclusion. And you have to compare many profiles in order to come to a conclusion whether the university you have selected comes under ambitious for you, it comes moderate for you, or it is like achievable. Then, like in Google search, you can find the acceptance percentage. Once you'll write like MIT something graduate course and you'll write acceptance percentage, you'll find like in you'll find the acceptance percentage in MIT website or any university website you can go to. In that, you'll see like percentage admitted is 6.7%. That means there is a very rare chance of you getting admitted in that university because this is like overall, like for international as well as national citizens of USA. So only six people get selected out of 100 applicants. For international, it will be even less. The reason why I told you to select the universities forehand is due to the fact ETS allows you to send scores to score reports to 4 universities for free. Some universities like Arizona State University has announced that they are like waiving off the GRE for only fall 20 students and like spring 21 students who will be applying. So no GRE scores will be required for MS applicants. Or like GRE waiver is not applicable for like PhD students. If you go to other university websites, you will find a GRE code which you need to provide after you have given your like after you have completed your GRE, you will receive the scores at that same instant. And the next step, you will be having to like send the scores to institutes for free. So after you have shortlisted n number of universities, you have to further refine those shortlisted universities. Those things can be done using these. First comes final goal, be it MS or PhD. So you can orient your university search, be it job search or research oriented search pertaining to PhD or both of them. Then comes the ranking of university in a specific domain, acceptance rate. These things I have already shown like how to find these things. Next comes location of university. Like after you have graduated, the job opportunities available in that location. Weather also plays a critical role, like for some who can't sustain in harsh weather. Next comes overall cost of education, considering your financial background. Then comes research opportunities or faculties available in the field of research, batch strength. Both of these things you can find in the university website. Like if you have a lower batch strength, you'll have more individual attention, and after you have graduated, you'll have better job opportunities. Then comes scholarship and assistantship opportunities. Then comes other factors, be it like relative or family in a certain location, then you will be like fixed to those locations. So a recommended thing would be to go like shortlist 1 to 3 ambitious, 2 to 3 moderate universities, 2 to 4 achievable ones. Coming to financing your education, using a simple Google search, you can find the estimated cost of attendance for a particular university. So this will give you a rough estimate of tuition and fee estimates. For international students, you can see the tuition fee to be this much, room and boarding to be this much, other estimated expenses will be this much. So this is the total amount which you require per year in a university. Now you just need to have a plan of financing your education. You don't actually need to be ready with it. This will come into picture when you have been admitted to a particular university. Especially while you need to get your I-20, you need to show financial document which shows that you can support yourself in a particular university for 1 year. Thanks for watching. Do share, like and subscribe my channel.